It's the first day of the month of July. Good morning, Uganda. You are watching UBC TV. Now, this month of July, on the 8th day, it's when the People's Front for Freedom Party is officially launching and shall also hold its first delegates conference, where it shall see members, its leaders, approved and sworn in to officially start their work. Now, on that very day, 8th of July, the convention will see PFF inaugurated and the jailed Dr. Kiza Besije also expected to deliver a keynote address. How he will deliver it, we shall be putting our eyes on the ground to watch how exactly it shall be delivered. But still remaining with matters, nominations and elections, it's the road to 2026. The National Unity Platform has also welcomed Alupo Mercy Marion, who is standing as its official flag bearer for the woman member of parliament, the seat for Bukedea district. And this was at the party headquarters in Makerere, Kavule, where Alupo Mercy Marion was received by the NUP electoral officer, John Mary Sebufu. And Alupo Mercy submitted her nomination documents for verification and was confirmed as the party's candidate. Speaking to the media, Alupo promised to champion development in Bukedea, as well as highlighting the need for better roads, clean water, and job creation for the youth. NUP is still registering candidates for various elective positions. Good morning, Uganda. My name is Julie Nantaba Musisi, and I'm with the usual suspect, my partner in crime, Robert Chiravo Nyonyintono. It's a good crime, I must say. Always blessed to be here with you this morning.
A lovely morning to you, Julie. I hope you're fine, and above all, our viewer, I hope you're doing very okay, because you're the reason we wake up very early to come and inform you of what is transpiring. Now, very interesting news is happening around Uganda to start with. It's not a dry week, anything to do that. Politics is in high gear. You talked about the National Unity Platform. Now, that means that woman is going to tussle, the lady is going to tussle out the current Speaker of Parliament.
Right.
But sometimes I'm disturbed by the promises aspirants make to the electorate.
Right.
We know the real work of a member of Parliament. Now, at the end of the day, people are judging you on what you promised to do, well knowing that you don't have the mandate, neither do you have the resources. That is the biggest problem. If our politicians should be honest to people and say, well, I have a degree in law, I've had this experience, I'm going to make laws. I'll perform my oversight role when it comes to budget allocation. I'll do this, but these things, I'll build roads. Now, how much is constructing a kilometer of
well,
a road?
they say ignorance is not bliss. So as us who vote, it's very pertinent that we are aware of the truth and the facts as they stand. We just don't go by words.
So for me, I chose to save my viewer, you the electorate. Do not be deceived. No one is coming to construct roads. No one is coming to build hospitals for you. No one is coming to build schools for you. Those are not roles of a member of parliament.
Right.
They can if they lobby.
Indeed.
But I want to tell who is going to construct a... Do you know how much a grader is? Do you know how much all these things are? And can a member of parliament construct them?
Indeed, indeed.
Fellow Ugandans, don't be duped, don't be lied.
Right.
Yes. Now,
okay, yes, please.
Still on the political scene, NRM has interesting issues, though.
Yes, indeed.
Two gentlemen yesterday surfaced at the NRM. One wanted to pick forms for being the flag bearer come 2026 presidential elections for for the NRM party. The other just wanted to be the party chairperson. And they were told by Dr. Tango Doi, the chairperson of the NRM Electoral Commission, that those forms were not there at the moment.
Yes, indeed. And they were told that the forms would be available on Friday before midday. Anything beyond midday would not be available.
And remember, you have to pick the forms, look for the signatures. So
and they've already paid their money, 20 million each.
In life, I've learned what they call technical knockout. Now, I hope these brothers are not technically knocked out, because the current chairperson of the ruling party on Saturday was able to pick these forms, and we await when he's returning them.
Yes, indeed.
Now, I don't know if they had only printed one, because the party has all along talked about sole candidature. Now I don't know what our brothers are going to do, because I want to believe, though I can stand to be dismissed my belief, but you're technically knocked out.
Well, as it was said by Dr. Tangodo, that these forms come with a lot of security scrutiny. Let's wait for Friday and see. Anyway, the deadline was supposed to be today, but as is, let's wait and see what transpires from there. But let's have a look at what is on the local scene.
Oh, the local scene, Mama Janet Kataha Museveni made 77 years. Happy birthday, Mama. May you live as long as and many years and God's blessings. Now,
in fact, she's a June baby, like her daughter Diana, who celebrated her birthday yesterday, 30th June.
Wow, we missed that cake. But let me just go to the story. President Yoweri Museveni paid glowing tribute to the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mama Janet Kataha Museveni, as she marked her 77th birthday at the Thanksgiving ceremony that was held in Nakasongola. The president praised her for decades of sacrifice, leadership, and her role in nation building, both in private and public life. The First Lady also launched a new national fight against corruption. The First Lady's 77th birthday was marked not just as a celebration of age, but a reflection on legacy. Held at Mijera Weso Secondary School, the Thanksgiving event brought together family, clergy, leaders, and youth to honor Mama Janet. President Museveni described her as a resilient and prayerful person. The couple planted a commemorative tree before attending a Thanksgiving service led by their daughter, Pastor Patience Rwabogo. President Museveni recalled their life in exile and praised her parenting and leadership skills. She was a significant single parent, prayerful, not corrupt. He commended her legacy in education, in Karamoja, and sports. She may not run 100 meters, but under her, Uganda has collected more medals. Mama Janet launched a national fight against corruption, likening it to HIV/AIDS, which is acquired immune deficiency syndrome. The Deputy Speaker, Thomas Tayewa, hailed her as a pillar of prayer and mentorship. The National Resistance Movement Electoral Commission closed nomination for parliamentary and district chairpersons positions. On the final day, several party members, including ministers, were nominated. Ministers Fred Byamukama, Chris Baryomunsi, and Godfrey Chiwanda Subi, aspiring for Central Executive Committee positions of the party, were among those selected by the committee. Byabakama was confident that he hasn't received any opposition on the party card. With the nomination process complete, party members look forward to party elections. Nominees of the final day applauded the Electoral Commission for the smooth process from the picking of nomination forms to the nomination. They called upon all party members to work for the betterment of the party. Dr. Chris Baryomunsi and Chiwanda Subi, who have been nominated for SEC positions, had a desire to raise key issues at the SEC meeting. The nomination process for the SEC will commence on July 1st. Former CID spokesperson Charles Twine and co-accused Nuwa Mitala, also known as Nuwa Mutwe, appeared at Uganda Road Chief Magistrate Court to hear the ruling in their bail application. The Chief Magistrate, Ronald Kaizi, granted the former CID spokesperson a cash bail of 5 million shillings. Court, however, did not release Nuwa Mitala, also known as Nuwa Mutwe, on bail for failure to bring substantial sureties to court, but advised him to present substantial sureties to grant him bail. Among the sureties for Charles Twine included Alex Atuhaire, a lecturer at Victoria University, Kate Kabengenyi, a teacher at Namugongo Girls, and James Mugisha, Commissioner Compliance at Equal Opportunities Commission. Charles Twine and the co-accused Nuwa Mitala are facing 8 offenses, including incitement to violence, hate speech, and alternative count of malicious information. Prosecution alleges that Charles Twine incited Nuwamitala to attack and cause the death of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and his son, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba. Also, the Twine sent and shared information allegations against the Speaker of Parliament, likely to promote hostility against the Speaker. These said offences were committed between January 2024 and May 2025 in Kampala. Charles Twine, co-accused Nuwamitala, was further remanded to Ruzira prison till the 14th of this month. Finally, on the local scene, police have called upon victims of the yellow t-shirt wearing gang to report to the nearest police station and record statements. Police spokesperson Rushoke Gituma said at least 30 suspects have been arrested. The Kampala Metropolitan Police launched investigations into the events of Saturday, June 28th this very year after gangs wearing yellow t-shirts attacked people in Nakasero near the Uganda Broadcasting Corporation and the National Theatre and around Parliament. The gangs looted and assaulted everyone found on the street. These unruly gangs are believed to have been mobilized in support of the NRM party as their candidate was picking nomination forms. Police are committed to using the street surveillance cameras and other investigative tools to identify the suspects, even without cooperation from the NRM. Police confirm the arrest of 30 suspects and are urging all victims to report to nearby police stations to make official statements. However, police have clarified that the murder by stabbing of a mobile money agent on Nkuruma Road is unrelated to this gang incident. The victim, Nakiriowa Sophia, was killed on the same day, but the events are not connected. This clarification comes in response to widespread misinformation linking the yellow t-shirt gang to the murder. Investigations into Nakiriowa's death are ongoing and no arrests have been made in that case so far. Well, that brings us to the end of our local stories. Now, Julie, let's know what is happening on the international scene.
Indeed, Robert, the local scene ends with such a sad story. But moving on to what is on the foreign scene, the U.S. Senate has begun a marathon vote on a sprawling budget that is critical to President Donald Trump's agenda. But the spending plan is hanging in the balance after weeks of fraught negotiations. Republicans, who control both chambers of Congress, are divided over how much to cut welfare programs in order to extend tax breaks in the One Big Beautiful Big Act. The president's party is sprinting to pass the legislation by this week's self-imposed deadline of the 4th of July public holiday. If the measure does clear the Senate, it will have to go back for another vote to the House of Representatives, which passed its own version of the bill last month by a single vote. Senators zipped through the halls of the Capitol on Monday, making their way to the chamber floor for various amendment votes, then back to their private meeting rooms where they hushed out grievances outside the view of reporters. Senators are currently arguing for or against adding amendments to the nearly 1,000-page bill in a process called Vote a Rama, which could entail up to 20 hours of debate. The session is expected to continue through the night into this Tuesday morning. Heading over to the Middle East, at least 20 Palestinians were killed in an Israeli airstrike that hit a popular seafront cafe frequently used by activists, journalists, and local residents in western Gaza on Monday. And this is according to medics and eyewitnesses. Rescue teams evacuated 20 boarders and dozens wounded from Al-Baka cafeteria, an outdoor venue which consisted of tents along the beach, and this was by a spokesperson from Gaza's Hamas-run civil defense who told the BBC. He added that emergency crews were still searching through a deep crater left by the explosion. I was on my way to the cafe to use the internet just a few meters away when a massive explosion hit, said Aziz Al-Afifi, a cameraman with a local production company, told the BBC. Videos posted by activists on social media appeared to show the moment a missile reportedly fired from an Israeli warplane struck the area. Footage captured the aftermath of the attack, with bodies scattered across the ground. Al-Bakar cafeteria had become a well-known space for journalists, activists, and remote workers, offering internet access, sitting and workspace along Gaza's Mediterranean coast. There was no immediate comment from the Israeli military, and the attack came after Israel carried out a wave of airstrikes across the Gaza Strip overnight, triggering the mass displacement of hundreds of Palestinian families, as said by witnesses. Now, coming back to the continent, and in particular our neighbor here in Kenya, on a sad note, a street vendor shot in the head by police during protests 2 weeks ago has died a day after being declared brain dead in hospital. His family says Boniface is no more. We have just viewed his body. Family spokeswoman Emily Wanjira told the BBC. Boniface Kariuki was shot as police cracked down on a protest in the capital, Nairobi, against the death in detention of blogger and teacher Albert Ojwang. And Kariuki, a mask vendor, was shot at close range on 17th June and later admitted to the main public referral hospital in Nairobi for treatment. He spent nearly 2 weeks on life support machine before his family were told by doctors that his heart was still beating, but his brain had ceased to function. Doctors had carried out several operations, but some bullet fragments were reportedly still lodged in his brain. News that he was brain dead had sparked further public anger over alleged police brutality, with increasing demands for justice. Many Kenyans have also urged the government to settle the hospital bill after Mr. Kariuki's family had appealed for public donations. 2 police officers have appeared in court over his shooting but have not yet been asked their pleas. They remain in custody pending the outcome of investigations. Now, that is it from the foreign scene. Robert, quickly, let's have a look at what is in the press today.
Well, we begin with new taxes start. So which taxes are those? Well, that means experts analyze likely impact on the 2025-2026 revenue system. And we have Balalo eviction kick off. Oh, this has been ongoing now. If it has kicked off, oh, the best there. Still, Katanga, scene of crime officer testifies on what transpired at IHK. And we have still Mama Janet making 77 years. That celebration at Mijera. And the Ben Hinn Crusade. Judy,
Yes,
were you able to attend any of the days?
Virtually, yes, by TV. Yes.
I saw the Speaker of Parliament was there, the Nabagireka of Uganda was there. They were among the people that graced this 3-day crusade that is at Lubaga Miracle Center Cathedral. And still in the new vision, the bride and groom, artists, thrill guests, and also more academy anxiety. So there's so much for you in the new vision. Well, looking through, I think let's just fly to Kenya and Tanzania.
Yes, indeed. And in the Daily Nation, the headline there is SHA scandal, has the headline in the Daily Nation, but also stories on short hawker succumbs to public bullet, from charms to modern medicine, and also blow to Joho family as court quashes order on a 5.8 billion shillings grain facility at the port. Quickly looking at the Citizen, how pound-euro rally has impacted East African currencies and what to expect as new financial year begins, plus also Samia's push boosts startup confidence. And looking at what we have in the Gazette, we do have contents in there: the Marriage Act's notice, the Mining and Minerals Act notice, most of the notices at the front displayed, but most importantly, the Marriage Act under Section 5 of the Act notice, placed for celebration of acts and registered by number 1L 1747305699789, and the church is Elect Harvesters Prayer Ministry International Limited. Its denomination is Pentecostal. Located at Mutungo Central, Mutungo Ward Parish, Sub-County Ndeje Division, County Chadondo District, Wakiso, recognized as of 19th day of June by Honorable Norbert Mao, Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. But in there is the Mining and Minerals Act as well, notice of grant of an exploration license. And that is to license number EL00527, registered as number 00353, that has been granted in accordance with the provisions of Section 43 and 47 to Shining Rock Investments Uganda Limited, PO Box 26627, Kampala, for a period of 4 years, effective 25th March 2025. And the area to the exploration license is 52.51 kilometers squared, and is on a topography map sheet of 84/4 and 84/2, situated in Rukunjiri and Mitoma districts, dated as of 12th day of May 2025, and as by Honorable Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa Sentamu, Minister of Energy and Mineral Development. And finally, in there, the notice of grant of an exploration license that is given to license number EL00434, registered as number 003530, has been granted in accordance with the provisions of sections 43 and 47 to Desert Park Miners Limited, PO Box 7321, Kampala, for a period of 4 years, and is on exploration license is on 249.15 kilometers squared, and is on topography map sheet 9/3, 8/4, 16/2, and 17/1, situated in Kitgum District, dated 12th May 2025, as by Honorable Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa Sentamu, Minister of Energy and Mineral Development. That brings us to the end of what is in the press today. Get yourself a copy to find out more of the detail of what is happening in the world of current affairs. But for now, let's have a short break as we enjoy music from P Square and Dave Scott. Bring it on. Good morning, Uganda.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archive stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
It's a good morning, quite a cold one I must say, but one that is good for a morning coffee, and Ugandan coffee at that. Is Good Morning Uganda, UBC TV, that you are watching and here to inspire you. My name is Julie Nantaba Musisi, and I am with Robert Chirabo Nyonyintono, but we also have a guest on the show for the real to talk about a very important issue, one that touches the hearts of all of us as Ugandans. For as long as you are a Ugandan, you must have a national ID. So for this conversation, engage the number 0709602592 and ask your questions, because over the phone we do have the PR of NIRA, Mr. Osborne Mushabe, who is here to speak with us to give us an update of the ongoing mass NIRA registration process that started a while back and is still going on for quite some few months. So in case you have questions and you are not even aware yet as to what's happening, be on the show so that you learn and unlearn at that, so that you are a very knowledgeable Ugandan to take on this process. Once again, good morning, and thank you so much for being on the show. Good morning, Osborne.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Chirabo. And I'm happy to be here on UPC TV.
Right.
And we hope to send a message that every Ugandan is registered and can be able to get a national ID. Thank you.
Thank you very much for giving us your time and for choosing to be with us this morning. And to a Ugandan who might not even be aware of what's happening, just in case, please give a brief overview of the ongoing mass registration process exercise, but also in there, share what concerns you've found out, you've witnessed, you've experienced while in the field during the process.
Thank you so much. What we can tell Ugandans is that so far we are moving on well. We started this exercise of mass enrollment and renewal on 27th May 2025. So we have so far finished at least 1 month within this exercise, and we have registered, or we have received these applications from over 4 million Ugandans who want to renew their national IDs. And so far, I can say, so far we are doing well, because our target is to renew IDs for 15.8 million Ugandans in a space of 6 months. So in 1 month, if you've been able to renew IDs for at least 4 million, and you still have 5 months to go, I think we are within the schedule and we shall be able to hit the target, because at the end of the day, what matters is delivering our mandate and making sure that the government is able to serve the people. Making sure that the government is able to reach out to the citizens, and neither being a parasite or being an agency of government, we are committed to serving our citizens to make sure that no one is left behind. As of now, we are in the field. We are monitoring how the exercise is progressing. We are meeting stakeholders. In our own terms, we call them DMAC. These are people in charge of the exercise at the district level. And they include the RDCs, the COWs, the LC5, NIRA registrars in the district. We also have the Electoral Commission staff, the DSO, the DPC, and so on. When we meet the members of DMAC or the top people in the district leading the exercise, after that we're able to get to the field. We talk to the clients, we talk to our own staff to see how the exercise is progressing in regards to the project implementation schedule had given out. And so far, of course, the monitoring and evaluation as of now is being led by the board members. It's countrywide, but yesterday we kicked off with the Bunyoro sub-region, and we're in Kiriandongo district and Masindi. Today we shall move to Borisa district, Hoima district, and then tomorrow we shall be in Greater Chibale, that's Kakumiro district, Kagadi, and Chibale district. And then we shall move to other places, Karamoja and so on, Greater Ankole and so on and so on. We do not want anyone to be left behind. So far, when we went to Chiriandongo yesterday, the main concerns that were raised was for us. Number one, there was an issue of extortion and bribery, not necessarily with our staff, but within the community. One, we found out that, of course, there's someone who has already been arrested, masquerading to be a NIRA staff. What Ugandans need to know, NIRA has a structure that we follow like any other government agency. We have permanent staff, the ones who are talking about who are leading the districts. We have people working anyways, but within this project, we recruited a new set of staff called registration assistants. These are people born and raised within the communities. So if we are talking about Chiriandongo district, it means we are able to recruit citizens born and raised or working in Weyale, in Chugumba, in Kiriandongo town, in Port Masindi, so who are natives of Chiriandongo. So we give them a chance to work with us, to reach out to the communities for mobilization, coordination, to be able to register their own communities. So when we say we are warning NIRA staff about extortion or their pocket cases of extortion or bribery, we do not mean that these are only NIRA staff that we've always known. No. We are also including registration assistants because they are working in the project on behalf of NIRA. So we found there was someone arrested in Weyale. Weyale is on that Kampala Guru Highway as you approach Karuma. He was masquerading to be a NIRA registration assistant. He was trying to fill forms. He was selling forms. So he was arrested and is going to be arraigned in courts of law, and prosecution will follow. Then we also have people who are acting as middlemen. They are not NIRA staff. They are not community leaders. They are not LC1 chairpersons, but they want to take advantage of the entire process, hence tarnishing the image of their institution. So we're going to crack down on all of them. What we basically need is the community to give us information. Then within the community, we have people who want to be treated as VIPs, who come late to the registration centers, but want to be treated first. They want to be worked on first before we have even worked on people who come in earlier. So our clarion call to the community is that do not allow someone to come late and take over and maybe be ahead of you, yet you came before him. We are all Ugandans, we are all equal, and equality must start with all of us. Then, of course, with our NIRA staff, we have professional staff who are trained, who have been told what to do, who have the guidelines. And as an institution, we do not condone corruption. We do not tolerate corruption. We believe all Ugandans are equal. Everyone must have a national ID. This renewal exercise is free. The only services we pay for are mainly in around change of particulars, and still you pay in the bank. You do not pay to us. Then the second concern we got in Chiriandongo district was the issue of citizenship. For starters, our dear viewers at UBC TV, we need to note that Chiriandongo is a unique community, it's a unique district with over 40 tribes. You'll find the Banyankole, you'll find Baganda, you'll find Banyoro, the Langis, you'll find the Rules, you'll find the Cholis, and so on and so on. Being next to northern Uganda, I remember during the LRA war, the Lord's Resistance Army War of Konya and so on, many people ran away from that side and settled in Chiriandongo. When we constructed the Uganda Railway from 1914 up to 1928, or 56, around there in Uganda with the colonialists, there was a group called the Maragori who had moved from Kenya to construct the Uganda Railway. They did not go back. They settled in Chiandongo. Because Chiandongo has that vast land, you'll find people who are cattle keepers, you'll find people who are what. So it's a cosmopolitan society. Even when you look at their leaders, you'll find Dino Singompek, you'll find Tabani Damin, you'll find Jack Tanywa, you'll find everyone is represented in Chiandongo. So when you're registering these people, you have to be careful and be able to trace their origin. Article 10 of the 1995 Constitution of the Republic of Uganda clearly stipulates about citizenship. For you to be a citizen of Uganda by birth, you must be belonging to one of the 65 indigenous communities, or what we call tribes. And the Maragori are not part. So we found out that in Chiandongo they're using it as a political tool. Everyone campaigning is promising to make Maragori a tribe and to make sure they get national IDs. But this matter has to be presented to Parliament. The Equal Opportunities had taken it up, but they have not amended the constitution or even to make acts so that the Maragori now is a tribe. So for us as NIDA, we are following the law. We don't want to segregate or to discriminate against anyone. But the moment the Maragori are recognized, we shall be able to give them national IDs. But as of now, they are not part of the 65 indigenous tribes. The indigenous tribes, we may not mention all of them, but we have people like the Lendus, the Kebus, the Kakwas, the Banyankole, the Basoga, the Bahororo, the Bafumbira, and so on. They are recognized. So when you come into our registration center, we expect you to give us the correct information. So do not masquerade to be a Munyoro or an Arur if you are a Maragori. We are giving national IDs to citizens. So that was a concern in Chiandongo, where some people are not being registered, where some people want to take advantage and give themselves indigenous, to make themselves indigenous, yet they do not belong to those indigenous communities. Then also had an issue of sensitization. Of course, we need to note that however much we are renewing national IDs for every Ugandan, there is no need to panic. If you come to our registration center with your national ID and you want to be renewed, we shall be able to renew for you. But if your ID is expiring in 2030, 2033, there's no need to panic. If you come, we shall be able to work on you. But you can still wait. There's no need to hustle or need to panic. Then we have also found out that even away from Chiandongo, even within Kampala, there are many people coming in to renew their IDs, but they are not focused on registration of their children. We need to note that the sustainability of a forest depends on its saplings. Like the Baganda said, so as you renew a national ID, think about your young ones. Think about your children you are living at home. And NIDA has made it simple for you. We have simplified everything for you. For you to register your children, we simply need a NIN, a national identification number. A NIN is a unique number, it's a unique identifier that we are giving to every Ugandan. So the moment one of the parents is able to present the NIN, we shall be able to register your children. They will be able to get NINs. When they turn 16, we shall give them national IDs. And if you are unable to get your NIN, come to our registration center. We shall check for you in our system. We shall give you the NIN. If you have a national ID and you don't know where the NIN is, you just give us the national ID. We shall extract it for you. Then, for people of corruption, for people who say there is extortion.
Now, Osborne,
I wanted to give you the number. Yes, sir.
Thank you for those observations. But let's look at the entire process. There has been claims of delays and lack of enough resources. For example, we know that this is based at the parish, but some parishes have quite a number of villages. Now they announce that from this week to this week or these days, we are in village A. And the people go to a venue, they expect the NIRA staff to be there, and they never turn up, only to be told, now they have gone to this other place, or they are still in the previous place. So how do we do this? How do we handle this? People kill days of work. They are sure you're coming to village B, then you never turn up. Then they hear you've gone to the market to register people in the market. This is not so very good to many people.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that observation and the concern. Yeah, those concerns are coming in, but it's not as rampant as maybe some people would want to bring it out. One, we need to note that neither being a national, an institution that serves national interests or that reaches out to everyone in the country, we decided to decentralize. We have presence now in every district. We are renewing in every district. We have 146 districts in Uganda as of now. Of course, the ones of Tororo they haven't been added onto our system yet, but even in Tororo we have presence, but I may not say West Budamba district or Tororo County district, but we have 146 districts as of now. So for those 146 districts, like I've told you that we have a DMAC committee headed by the RDC, headed by, that also involves the COW, the RC5, our staff, and so on. Every district has drawn its own program. What we are trying to add in to make sure that we strictly follow those programs. This mass renewal and enrollment exercise is supposed to be at the parish level. But our dear citizens, we need to note that we have decided to start with areas that have very many people, but down as the exercise goes on, so that we have presence in every parish. And we're going to make sure that we get strict with our program. If we say, let's say this is Rubaga division, if we say we are going to be in Kasubi, or we're going to be in Wankurukuku on Monday, we shall endeavor to be there on Monday. If we say we're going to be in Kabuso on a Tuesday, or we're going to be in Mengo on a Wednesday, we shall be able to get there. Our in this day has been, when we get to these registration centers, those people are coming in large numbers, and let's say you had allocated Kabus or 2 days, and then on the third day the people of Wankuruku cannot get done, they would remain until they are served. Here the program indicates that now you have to shift to Chengera, you have to shift to Mutunwe, and so on. So what we ask from you, our dear citizens, is to be patient and be cooperative. If we say we're going to be in your area for 2 days, we shall work on you for 2 days, and if we decide to shift to another place, you trust us that we shall make a program and come back. Only that on the other hand, we need to caution our dear LC1 leaders, because they have been very cooperative, but citizens out there are complaining, like you said, the interview with the leader of opposition about Chisas area and Ntinda, that some LC1 chairpersons, when they come in, they want to take advantage, they want to be the ones determining who gets onto the line and so on. So even when we come to your areas, we want to continue working with you like we've been with our dear local leaders, to make sure that we are able to streamline the program and work within that schedule. Then when we move to another area, we'll be able to work on them. Those who have not been worked on, we shall be able to come back to you. And then, what we need to note as Ugandans, leaders from everywhere. If you are a resident of Gaba, if you're a resident of Bongo of Kansanga in Makinde division, you do not have to wait for when NIDA will come to Gaba. Even when you're in town in Kampala Central, in Usafi, in Owino, in Kororo, in Nakasero, in Wandege, you can still register for your national ID. Do not just sit back at home and wait for when NIDA will come to your home. Even where you're working from, even when you're traveling, wherever you can get NIDA, you will be able to register. Thank you.
All right. Osborne, please tell us how long the process is taking.
Thank you. We're going to be registering for 6 months.
All right, 6 months and no extension. All of it will be done within the period of 6 months.
We expect to work on this, to have this program for 6 to 10 months, but our focus is on hitting the targets within the 6 months. If we are unable to finish within 6 months, we shall be able to extend. But you know, after 6 months, you have to get into data processing, you have to do reports, you have to do evaluation. So it would be prudent for all Ugandans to register within these 6 months, and we shall be able to compare notes and see how to progress after the 6 months.
Now, Osborne, a very disturbing issue in this process, we are focusing more also on registering children from 0 years, as long as one has a name. Now, what is the fate of children in orphanages? Children whose parents we cannot get. How is this going to be done? Because we can't believe that we don't have this in Uganda. I have so many. Some are street kids picked on streets, others are in orphanages, others the parents we can't locate anywhere. But we want them to be registered and they get an in because it is their right as Ugandans.
Thank you so much. We have a process for registering fundings and we have a process for registering orphans. As of now, we do not want to mix issues in here and there. One, when you register someone from within the community, you can get a witness, you can get someone standing for that child. But as of now, we would like to mainly focus on people whose citizenship can be clarified. For instance, over much we have citizens by registration, citizens by naturalization. We need to know that the huge number of Ugandans are citizens by birth. And what makes you a citizen in the first place is your parents, or it's your parents' lineage or your parents' ancestry. So, and the moment we are unable to get parents, we have issues of guardians. You will be able to explain to say that how much Mr. Chirabo Robert or Judy or divorce does not have a parent. Maybe I'm the guardian, I'm the caretaker. We shall be able to register you. Only that there are very many Ugandans who would want to take advantage of that and do not want to give us their details of their parents. Like for instance, you find if it's Judy, sorry to take your name, Judy has already registered that I have 2 children with maybe Chirabo Robert or Osborne Mushabe. After 5 years, Judy now gets married to Ron Santos or to Joash Mahanji. Now Judy wants to change the paternity to Joash Mahanji and say, my parents, my children have different parents and so on. So what we need is clear information. Where our parents were unable to get parents, we shall be able to use guardians, we shall be able to dig down and see how to register these children in orphanages because they are also Ugandans. The moment we are able to prove, we shall be able to register them, and we don't want anyone to be left behind.
All right, thank you very much, Osborne, for joining us this morning. We definitely need to have you for a longer duration to explain more because the questions are quite many and Ugandans need answers to them. But thank you for the time you've availed to us this early morning, especially on short notice. Have a good day.
Thank you, too.
All right, good morning, Uganda. That's it for today's conversation on The Real. And thank you so much for being on the show. Up next is GMU Tourism Express. Good morning, Uganda does continue, but make sure that you are registered and your ID is renewed.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll-free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Pick of the day on UBC. Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day. Yeah, yo, me don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Juko.
Yo.
Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. But what you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that.
Okay.
The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Brought to you by Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
From the newsreel, good morning, and once again, thank you for joining UBC. It's a new month. I hope you have drawn already the program on how it's going to be running. We are on Good Morning Uganda Tourism Express, and this morning we are bringing to you how hospitality drives into sports tourism. Uganda has become one of the top destinations for nature lovers, and Entiko Safari Lodge, which is a hospitality, is of course one of the things that we'll be discussing about, especially how it's ready to receive all these guests that will be coming in when we drive into sports events in Uganda's, how it has started to grow within that aspect when we talk about marathons, talk about motorsports, and of course golf tournaments. So with me is Sonia Nali, who is the reservations manager at Entiko Safari Lodge, who is going to be digesting this topic with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Lucky. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
When we talk about Entiko Safari Lodge, what sets it apart with other lodges, especially in the tourism space?
First of all, I would like to give a brief intro of where Entiko has come, when it was established. Entiko was established in 2024, operational February this year. So we are more or less like five months into hospitality industry. And so far, I would say we are doing amazing. And one thing that we have that is unique is we are located in one of the biggest parks in Uganda, which is Makshon Fall National Park. And our prime location is something that we think is really going to bring in together people traveling in and out of Makshon, which is because now if you're looking at the sports tourism, we're looking at the Hoima, where AFCON is going to happen, and that location, first of all, is number one key for us. That's going to make Entiko stand out in most of the lodges. Number two, we have luxury property, and everything at Entiko is athlete friendly. We associate ourselves with sports people. We associate ourselves with different association and federation in the sports industry. So we work together with different sports federations to see how we can help them better stay at Entiko, of course. because we understand they have special arrangement in dieting, special facility they need to set and make them comfortable. Yeah.
You talked about its location being in Uganda's largest national park, and you did mention targeting Hoima. Hoima is highly developing, I think, which is a good direction that you're taking. So when we speak about AFCON that is coming in, how best have you packaged yourself to receiving these visitors that will be coming in?
Number one, Entiko, being its luxury, we have set a few facilities that's going to accommodate most of the athletes. We're also looking at having nature-friendly, sports-friendly, outdoor, maybe recovery sessions. We are looking at doing nature walks, which is actually vital for the sports athletes, for themselves to participate in it. And also, we plan to set personalized diet for every athlete who is planning to stay with Entiko, in that you want something specially diet set for you. We can sit down and align ourselves to what you want us to do, how you want the chef to make your menu, because we understand the feeding of someone who is participating actively in sports is different from us. You want an early morning meals, you want something special set for you. We align ourselves to be able to do that for you. And also number two, we look at inviting different sports federation, someone with ideas, someone with expertise, to give us how we can be able to handle the different people who are going to travel, whatever. Because now we are targeting especially the AFCON. We want to be able to be ready for whoever is planning to start in Entiko, because now you cannot drive from Kampala to Hoima to watch and come back. How about you just check in at Entiko? Everything you need to make your stay comfortable will be easy for you to just transfer from Entiko to Hoima, which is a shorter distance compared to Kampala, really. So we are looking at organizing that better for every sports person coming.
When I look at what you have organized and how you've put it, it drives me to asking if there are packages that have been created or put in place ready to receive these players.
Yeah, first of all, we are looking at partnering with different federations. As I understand personally, I think the sports industry is lacking in funding. So if Entiko can tap in a little bit of that and help in organizing different rallies, organizing different runs, organizing whatever is sports related, if Entiko can come in and cooperate with different federations to arrange and make everything better. Like the M10 run. The M10 run, they have taken maybe 1 year or 2 years without doing it, but it's something which is actually helping people to put themselves out there and participate. And most of them have qualified for different run athletes outside Uganda. So we want to cooperate with different federation and association, sport related, and also create a package friendly. Because we like to create something friendly, in that if you plan to bring your team for maybe a luxury stay or recovery session, because now you can travel, you go and play a very active game. How about you come to Entiko and make a recovery from that side? We can set something friendly for you. And also, if you're planning to stay for 2 or more weeks, we can arrange discounted fares or room for you to be able to afford Entiko.
And I'm wondering, what is the role that the lodge is going to be playing in preserving the culture of the locals, of course, as we plan to host the internationals?
Entiko, we actually already doing that. We have a session or experience at Entiko, which is culture-friendly experience, where we hire the local people, the local band, to come and perform at the lodge for people who want to experience the sundowner, an evening of calm, an evening of culture experience. So we're already doing that, but to carry it further, we like to partner with local people, especially people who are actually participating actively in the culture. But also for those who want, because we understand people sometimes travel for culture experience. So for someone like that, who like to actually engage you with the local people, with our local band, exchange ideas, to put it out there, we're expecting in December someone from Jamaica, and she is, one of the requests she has is to make music with our local band, which is culture, which is something she wants to tap in and exchange culture with. So we're already doing that, and we'd like to cooperate more with, of course, cultural industry, culture tourism, volunteerism. So we're welcoming everyone. Also, we're tapping into different angles to see how we can do that better, because we are still learning as we are new in the industry.
And I think one of the things we can look at is giving them an experience. So when they come and get to also experience the culture feel of this country, they get to have experienced so much more. Now, when we talk about digitalization, how has Entico set itself when you talk about the partnerships that you did mention, especially in making this industry grow?
With digital, our platform as social media marketing is doing amazing. Though we are not in every, but the few that we have set up already, we are doing amazing, and the interaction with people is already putting Entico out there. And also we have state-of-the-art conference tech facility at Entico. You can still go for leisure, but still do your business. It doesn't matter where you are. And also we have a Wi-Fi that is connected for the entire property. So Entico in the tech world, I can comfortably say we are doing well. Although we have to, of course, add in more ideas where it's going to make everyone comfortable and experience the business world. And also, too, we like to connect directly with someone who says, I want to come to Entico. We've also expressed the leisure, wildlife experience. As you're in the wild, you can still interact with people differently. So, and in the tech industry, we're okay. Though we need to put in more effort also to add in more ideas and details out there, but we are not doing badly in the tech industry. Yeah.
And looking at the trend today that is happening, as the reservations manager, what have you seen that you are going to present in the space of and covering up the space of digitalization and social media, of course? What gap is in there that you feel like you're going to fill up in this space when you look at travelers' interests?
First of all, for us, cooperating with social media influencers is key now in the digital world. If you don't have someone who's going to, a social media influencer who's going to put and come and work with you, it's going to be an issue for you to expose yourself or put yourself out there. So far, we have collaborated with a few influencers out there, which has put Entico on a map so far. Number two, we offering sponsored stays with these different social media entities. You want to come to Entico, you want to experience Entico at the same time, you're taking an experience of your lifetime, and also you want to show the people or your followers or your fans that something unique is being offered at Entico. So collaboration, we have sponsorship that we have already done. We have friendship relation that has been created through hosting a few entities in the tourism industry. One for one is the Uganda Tourism Board. They were our first people we hosted, and we didn't know the capacity or how much they were going to push Entico. Because for us, our invitation was basically for them to come and see something new in the hospitality industry. But in terms of events, their stay and social media marketing or social media uploads, they did something amazing for Entico. And then we have Uganda Tourism Board, Uganda Association. It has also helped us a lot in associating with different travel agents. And most of them now, every company is looking forward to having a social media platform. So the moment, a stay, because Entico is something that makes you pull your camera and start shooting, whether you like it or not, because the place is amazing. Everything there is amazing. So it's an automatic marketing for Entico. Everyone that stays there, it's hard for you not to shoot or take a video and post it online. So for us, everyone that you have collaborated with or have invited to stay at Intiko so far, they have indirectly helped Intiko to market itself and put itself out to the social media in the tech world and marketing. Yeah.
I think the Uganda Tourism Board did a great job in enticing a lot of people, including myself.
They did amazing.
I got to see the place through the pictures that they were putting up. Now, in your own view, when we look at the sport and how the leisure is going to be merging, especially with this event, what experience can it give besides the competitions that will be happening?
Leisure and sports. I would like to say we all work hard. We all have the thing that we need to do, ABCD, Kampala, hustle, noise, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, you need to pull yourself away from this noise. You need to pull yourself away and say, let me give myself some reset. So Intiko is that property that will make you set your body back, gain back your strength, gain back your ability to run your business and run what you think you're supposed to do, right? Because like I said, after the participation, football is a very tiresome sport, especially because now I'm looking at the AFCON guys. I like to have them at Intiko. So just imagine you're running or playing for the whole month, back to back, and there's a lot of pressure and anxiety in there. So how about after that anxiety and pressure that they've had in the game, in the field, you come to Intiko. We give you a recovery package. We give you an outdoor experience of workout because we have one of the best spa. It's amazing spa. We have one of the biggest swimming pool in Maction Falls. We have state-of-the-art gym that is going to help the athletes do recovery quickly. And also we have best chefs that you can actually have in your team that is going to sit down and cater for exactly how you want your diet to be. And as you do that, how about you go for a game drive? Relax a bit. How about you do a boat cruise? How about you go to the top of the falls and just feel the breeze of the fall flash on your face? And then by the time you come back to your normal routine, you're living refreshed, you're living with a lot of energy and urge to come and do something even better than what you've been doing. So we're there to set you back to your normal state after the long sports, maybe stress, something like that.
I suppose our viewers can testify to that looking at the beautiful pictures that are being displayed on the screen. It's already a place that they would be looking up to visiting the sunsets, nature, and all that it has to offer. So looking at these events that have been coming up, when we go back to the sports, have you seen any inquiries or increment in bookings?
In the sports world?
Yes. When you look at the sports events that are coming up, have you, as a lodge, have you seen increment in the bookings or inquiries coming up?
Yeah. For one, we have had a federation that has reached out to me. But then it wasn't concrete though. But however, they wanted something for their sport, for their team. After going to play, of course, most of them go out and play, and then they wanted something that is going to, more or less like a retreat, to set the sports, their team right. However, we said we have an offer that we're planning to do, that if you're planning to bring a group of people, especially after the travel and they've come back in the country, instead of just taking them back to their hotels or maybe homes here in Kampala, we'd like to arrange something special that bring them to Intiko. We shall arrange something special for them. We shall do this different sports-related activity for them. However, we also need to know that Intiko can offer something they need to recover, because trust me, it's hectic, because I have friends who are in the sports world. By the time they travel and they come back, there are a lot of things. I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I just want to sleep and rest, but we want to partner with different sports of federation and association. Come to Intiko, let's sit down and digest something that's going to work out for you, that's going to make you actually less stressed. because we're going to deal and handle these teams according to how you want them to be. Let them be relaxed, let them be comfortable. By the time they go back, you're back to exercising again, maybe because they have a routine where you're not supposed to skip. We're going to help them set them.
Now, there should be a viewer out there who is wondering, why should I look at Entiko? Why should I have Entiko top-notch or first priority in my mind if I'm interested in true leisure or these events?
Okay. One, we are luxurious property. We have one of the best services we're offering out there in this lodge. And then we have best prime location. Like I said, we are located in one of the biggest game parks, which is Maxon Fall, that has a lot to offer beside that. As Entiko also, we have our own activity that you can actually do. You can decide to go to Entiko and not do the normal game drive, the boat cruise, and top of the falls view. You can actually decide to just stay at Entiko and do an activity at Entiko. We have one of the best sunrise experience that you can indulge in with your someone who's a morning person. I usually like to say that because people who say I'm not a morning person, I don't want to wake up. But if you think you're a morning person and you want to experience something different, you have an amazing sunrise experience in the morning from 6:40 to more or less 7. It's something magical, something amazing. And also we have a cultural bonfire experience every evening. We can set it for you, we can set it for your team, we can set it the way you want it, what time you want it, but it's amazing. As you watch the sunrise, the sunset at the pool, because our rooms are all facing the pool. So in the evening, it has one of the best views you can actually have. We have an amazing spa that you can actually enjoy comfortably at your time. This lady, the masseuse we have, she has amazing, we call her with the magic hands. She's with that.
Indeed, sounds like there's really much to explore when we come to Entiko. And maybe as we finalize, please share your last remarks as well.
First of all, I would like to thank everyone that so far supported Entiko from the day we opened up to where we are now. And also, I'm calling special the Sports Federation or the sports industry in Uganda. Look out for Entiko, because with AFCON coming, we like to partner with you. We like to make something special for you and your team to see how we can help you achieve the goal for AFCON settings. Also, we like to welcome everyone that want to partner with Entiko, whether you are in the sports industry, hotel, any other industry. Entiko is there to welcome you and sit with you and see how we can really achieve what that you want to achieve in the industry world or also in the safari world. And also we are looking at exposing Entiko out there. We're looking at attending, partnering with Hawate. We did that this year. We want to further partner with different expos, which is going to take place, whether it is in the tourism industry or outside, that reach out to us. And 2 days ago, we were at Bride and Groom Expo. We want to tackle everyone that is worth staying at Entiko, because it is luxury, but it is something we can sit down and welcome you and come and see how we can help you achieve that.
Yes, you just heard it's not about just luxury, but so much more. There's just a huge packed with packages. If you're not enticed at this moment, I don't know what you're waiting for. The pictures were exceptionally beautiful, and those that need to partner to make bigger, branding with all these spaces in the tourism and what we're offering in Uganda, of course, feel free to reach out to Entiko and see how to partner with them. It's been Good Morning Uganda Tourism Express. Stick around, we are still on Good Morning, and coming in is Julie Nantaba. Good morning.
Brought to you by Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll-free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archive stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Juko. Yo. What you go? Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Uganda, haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Drama? Colleagues, elections for special interest groups are calling. SIGs, elections, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time to vote for our leaders, June through August. From village to parish to district to nationals, youth, PWDs, elderly. It's time, go vote your leaders. No! Elections are supposed to be peaceful. Easy vote, okay?
Youth, elderly, and persons with disabilities. It's time to choose our leaders. Let's show up and participate in the special interest group elections. Starting June through August this year. Your vote, your voice. My vote, my voice. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
Pick of the day on UBC. Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baby don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks networks Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Good morning, Uganda. Thank you so much for always choosing UBC TV here to inspire you. It's a cold morning, but what is a cold morning for as long as you have good content, good conversation, and conversation that inspires you. Time for the agenda. My name is Julie Nantabamosisi, and we are looking at the road to 2026. How ready are political parties? Now in studio with me is the RDC Assistant RCC Ginger City South Division. That is Ninsima Gachvayo, and he is here to speak into this matter. But you too have an opinion and a question, so do engage. 0709602592. It's the WhatsApp number for you to save and be a part of this conversation. Good morning, RCC.
A very good morning to you.
We first had you over the
my
phone,
sister Judy.
and now
yes.
you're here in person.
Yeah, whether on phone,
Yeah.
or whether physical, we are serving
How
everywhere.
is Idinda?
Ginger is good. Abantu be Idinda ni Busoga yona yona bakulamwisa bakobye nti kodeyo. Wena ni ba staff bo ku UBC TV.
How do I respond?
Kodeyo muna.
Kodeyo muna.
Nze nambala mwisa.
Yes. Kodeyo muna nze nambala mwisa.
Yes, bakula mwisa. So I greet everybody who is on the agenda and UBC TV on Good Morning Uganda this morning.
Indeed.
I congratulate whoever has got good things this very morning, but also take the opportunity to pass the condolences and sympathies to those who have challenges and those who have lost their dear ones. I want to give them a courage, and this courage comes from a quotation of the late Nelson Mandela, who was the former president of South Africa, who once quoted about death and said, death is something inevitable. When man has done whatever he considers to be his duty to his people and his country, he can rest in peace. I do borrow the quotings of the late Nelson Mandela to those who have lost their dear ones, that may, and especially those who have done good things to their people and the country, that there is no doubt their souls have to rest in eternal peace. I wish you a blessed discussion.
Right. Welcoming you back from the primaries. That is, that's not primaries, pardon me, but the election of the special interest groups, and in particular the youth. That's the conversation we had last talked about. How was it? How did it transpire your side?
Well, it went on very well. We didn't have any serious challenges, and I want to thank the youth, especially in Jinja and in Uganda, that it went on very well, and also congratulate the NRM party upon winning the youth elections. So it's not only the youth, but the special interest groups. You remember we started with the elderly, the PWDs, persons with disabilities, and then the youth. So when the Electoral Commission was announcing the results, the NRM party emerged victorious in these elections. So I want to thank the NRM party. I want to thank the youth who participated in those elections, and wish them good in their service. But what I want to tell them is that service beyond self. Service beyond self. And leadership is not all about positions or titles, but the ability to inspire and lead others. So once we have that in our minds, we shall do the best.
All right. And speaking of elections, they're still on, obviously, and wondering how your side, Ginger District, how prepared it is in your perspective with what you see on ground. How do you think it is prepared for the general election?
Mine is a city. I am for the city, Ginger City. There is the district, there is the city.
Right.
But we work hand in hand to see that the sub-region, Busoga sub-region yona yona, ni Uganda okutwalira awalala okubona nga we bring out the results and the victory of the NRM. So basically we are doing well, and we think that we are set now that the nomination exercise has closed.
Yes.
And the other day, on Saturday, you saw the president, His Excellency the President, going to Plot 13 Chadondo, picking the nominations. And amidst that great momentum and happiness by Ugandans and Bazukuru. So we think we are ready, and we are more than ready to see that 2026, the elections move on in a peaceful way, and the NRM party, as usual, gets the victory, because the masses have testified that there is no doubt Mzee akaaliwo adakubawo as he carries on the leadership of this country.
All right. And indeed, because you're the RSSC, you speak for the NRM, but in your own personal perspective, with all the political players currently available, how ready do you think they are? NRM is ready, as you've stated, and in your experience and witnessing. But what do you think of other political parties? How ready are they to battle this out, to be on the competition ground?
Of course, in a competition, like you have stated it, my sister, there's always a winner.
Right.
And those who are who have come into the exercise with their agendas, but the main goal of the NRM in whatever exercise, especially the electoral exercise, is to win. Yes, and we have seen it, we have witnessed it for quite a number of years, ever since our president started standing in these elections. So the others, I don't know, but you see, we always wait for 2026 for Ugandans to decide.
Right.
Yes.
And what factors, in your perspective, give you this confidence of how ready the NRM is versus other players?
One, NRM is a mass party. That is for the fact. And you cannot dispute that, my sister and the viewers. It is a mass party. And when it is a mass party, it has the greatest members in the country. That is one. Number two, Ugandans and the Bazukuru have testified, have spoken wherever we go, that the NRM is the party they are supporting. So we don't have any doubt, we don't have anything maybe to worry about, but come 2026, we believe Ugandans are going to do the same as they have been saying it, to walk the talk, like they have been on a number of occasions requesting His Excellency the President to stand as our solo candidate, as president on solo candidate of the NRM. And so, yes, we have witnessed this when he came and picked the nomination forms at Plot 13 Chadondo, our NRM Electoral Commission.
I don't know what you would, what 2 cents you'd have on what occurred yesterday. 2 aspirants for the NRM chairperson position went to pick their forms. They've already paid their 20 million each and want to contest. But unfortunately, they were not able to get the forms. They were told to pick them on Friday instead. Today, today, having been the deadline to pick their forms. In your perspective, what would you tell them? How would you speak to them? How would you console them as one who's from the same house with them?
You see, every activity moves with preparation. So when you are not prepared to do an activity, those are the challenges. You always mention it that they are bad.
Catches the worm.
Yes.
Right.
So I want to tell Ugandans that whatever activity you intend to participate in, do it hurriedly.
Right.
When you called me for this talk show, I've not come late. I've come very early in the morning to catch the show. Because you said the show starts at 8.
Right.
By 7, I've been in the waiting room. So you see, those challenges are brought about by, you know, those who did not prepare in time, those who have some challenges in getting the accreditations from the institutions they studied from, you know.
Well, they say they are within the time range given to them, so they were still within time.
Well,
yesterday was 30th June.
Well, now that the Electoral Commission, NRM Electoral Commission chairperson has given them that opportunity to be nominated today, then we wish them well, and we have no doubt that they are going to do the wonders where they are going to participate from.
Right. Let's look at some of the stakeholders in this. For example, the Electoral Commission, the security agencies, the local government. How do you assess the coordination between all the stakeholders for the road to 2026 to be successful?
Well,
especially using Ginger City as the benchmark.
No, Ginger City, like I told you, my sister.
Right.
For us, we are ready, and the good thing is that we work as a team.
Right.
The office of the president in Ginger City, that is the RCC, the deputy RCC, the assistant RCCs, and the security agencies. We work hand in hand. We don't have these minor fights, but once there's an exercise, we come on board and then have a way forward. For example, we even have a national agriculture show. You know it in Ginger right now. We have been working hand in hand. Over 300 exhibitors have come to Ginger, and they are still coming for this national agriculture show, which is taking place at the Ginger Showground. So such exercises, and we have been working closely. We have been maximally cooperating in all activities. So I think even the Electoral Commission officials in Ginger, the regional election officer, the city election officer, we have been working so closely to see that we have a common agenda.
Right. Staying with matters security, how well do you think political parties can ready themselves for this whole process until 2026 ends without necessarily clashing like we saw in the Kawempe elections? How best do you think can they prepare and be on the right side in the right process with the right walk?
Yeah, I want to appeal to Uganda.
Because some of these things sometimes tend to be unavoidable, even when you mean right.
My appeal to them as we enter the 2026 elections.
Right.
Yes, all participants and members and Ugandans is to be obedient.
Okay.
Yes, obedient on the side of the security agencies. You have to abide with the orders, rules, and regulations. Now that the Electoral Commission has had a number of engagements with the security agencies, the other day, all the regional police commanders and the district police commanders were meeting had a meeting with the IGP and other stakeholders, and to orient them on the do's and the don'ts, especially as we gear up for 2026, what they are supposed to do, what they are not supposed to do. But also, when we get opportunities like to come on media, we also tell Ugandans to be very obedient, to abide with the guidelines, rules, and laws, not to crush, not to provoke the forces, the security personnel, because we have had a number of incidences where somebody goes on the polling station and himself or herself provokes the security personnel. So we don't want this kind of provocation. What we want is a peaceful, fair, free, transparent election that is being organized by the Electoral Commission. So that is my appeal to all Ugandans. Yes, election or an election exercise is not a do or die. We don't expect you to fight with each other or bring something that is uncalled for in the exercise, but rather exercise that great relationship and good ways to move in an election.
Right. You are watching UBC TV. Good morning, Uganda. And we are looking at how ready political parties and stakeholders and all players are, how ready they are for the 2026 general election. Now it's gushing cats and dogs outside. Hopefully wherever you are safe and keeping warm at that as you watch UBC TV. Get in touch and be a part of the conversation. 0709 602 592. It's the WhatsApp number that you have to engage and ask your question or share your opinion. Dr. Charles comes through. He's in Ginger, and he says in Ginger, students missed exams and registered for a dead year. Do you think they'll still vote for the NRM government? I'm not so sure what exams he means. Do you think you have an idea?
Yes, but we had we had the petition.
Right.
About the students. I don't know whether he's meaning about the a nursing institution in Ginger, in Masese, that side, Warukuba Masese. Those 30 students who missed exams.
Right.
But we intervened, our office intervened, and we brought about the stakeholders on board. And so the information I have from the school principal and the other stakeholders who came on board is that they are arranging for them a special session for them to do the exams. So when he mentions about that, do you think they will give the NRM exam? Yet we are the ones who intervened.
Right.
They came to our office. I have a petition. I have a copy of the petition, and we intervened. Yes. So we believe they are going to get the best.
Dr. Charles, I think and I hope you have been answered. Let's look at what your office in particular is doing, and this is in light with civic education for citizens, looking at the youth, first-time voters, those who seem to not know what exactly to do or what it's about. What exercises or what projects are you putting up as the RCC to educate masses on their rights in regards to voting and elections?
Yeah, you see, most of our work is as RDCs, RCCs, assistant RCCs, and RDCs. We do the monitoring of all government programs. Right. And in monitoring, this is where we engage with the different stakeholders, including the youth. So we tell them, or we sensitize them about the government programs that have come up, especially on poverty elevation, to make them, get engaged in these government programs, especially the youth livelihood programs,
yes.
And these other programs, the Emioga, the PDM, yes, that's what we keep telling them. But also tell them that, like the late Nelson Mandela said, that the youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow.
Yes.
We keep telling them to ensure that they live, or they exercise their youth age in a very admirable manner, not to cause chaos, not to, to be problems in their areas. And that's the message we keep telling them. especially these youth.
Right. Hello. Thank you so much, Mafrika Pius, for getting in touch. I'm not so sure if you have a question or you're just saying hello, but thank you so much for being on the show. We are talking about the road to 2026 and how ready are political parties. Let's look at the role of political parties in this season. Are there any concerns about unlawful campaigns, early political mobilizations or defiance of electoral laws that you have noticed and perhaps political players should be aware of?
You see, any exercise that involves an electoral, any exercise of the electoral process in this country is being pioneered by the Electoral Commission through exercising its constitutional mandate under Article 60 and 61 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, 1995 as amended. Now, ours, as other stakeholders, are to get, or we wait for the instructions, or for the instructions from the Electoral Commission. For example, in any electoral process, it is the police to take the lead of security in an election process, but also can call other sister security agencies on board, especially where it has maybe done its findings or intelligence reports that in an area so and so there may be some violent hooliganism and disobedience of a certain group. That is when they can come now well equipped to engage or to see how they can have a peaceful exercise.
Right.
So that's majorly the mandate of the Electoral Commission, yes, in arranging or preparing for these elections.
The primaries are coming up, NRM primaries.
Yes.
And well, you know how primaries turn out to be sometimes. We already see what's happening in Remiaga. Actually, a life was lost in there. And so there's that anticipation. But in your perspective, how ready do you think this time round, 2025, 2026, the NRM party, how ready do you think it is to have peaceful primary elections and also curb the unsatisfied complaints that come out of primaries?
Yes, yesterday I was at I saw the chairperson of the NRM Electoral Commission, Dr. Tango Doya, and the team addressing you, the media.
Right.
And their message was for was to have, or telling Ugandans, especially the NRM party members, to exercise this election with peace, because they emphasized the peace, they re-emphasized the peace and re-emphasized the peace, because the NRM party is built on peace. So we don't need to see people being very violent, people bringing the unexpected behaviors in these elections. Like I said, an election is not all about a do or die. So we condemn the violent exercises and that is being pioneered by different people in those areas. You saw what happened, like you said, in Rwamiyaga, where we lost Ugandans. Ugandans, we don't expect to lose lives, especially in an election process. So, but what I know, the NRM Electoral Commission officials are on board. They are doing whatever it takes to give the expected guidelines, and whoever goes or does performs which is contrary to the given guidelines, the power still lies in the Electoral Commission of the NRM to either disqualify or recommend for a disciplinary action so that we can move in a peaceful way.
Right, let's look at manifestos. Is the NRM manifesto ready or still in the process of being made?
No, you know that as the NRM government,
right,
in any 5-year term, they come up with the manifesto.
Right.
So we are still on the 2021-2026 NRM manifesto, which we are still fulfilling.
Oh,
yes.
So there's no hint of the 2026, 2030 yet?
That one we get it when we have started the other 2026, 2031.
So how are we supposed to know what we are supposed to vote for?
And of course we are, you see, when the president was picking his nomination forms at Plot 13 Chadondo, and while addressing the media, he said in his 5-year term,
right,
that's the 2026, 2031.
2030, yes.
I summarized like 2 or 3 things from his speech. One, to consolidate the gains of his leadership. Yes, meaning when you consolidate, you are causing something to come stronger or to be very stronger. Whatever he has, whatever we have gained in his leadership, we are going to consolidate.
Right.
That is one. Two, the emphasis on the fight against corruption. Yes, you know that the NRM government has fought all the other wars, but the 2 wars are still a challenge. The fight against corruption, and also the livelihood programs of the Ugandans. I mean, from putting them to an income economy, yeah, leaving the other subsistence, but going to an income economy, or having something that you do for a living, or joining the money economy. So I think but the government has come up with these programs, especially on the poverty eradication programs, the Myoga, the PDM, and all the other programs, which we are monitoring so closely to see that Ugandans gain and we leave the other poverty line.
All right. Let me engage a couple of your comments. Good morning to you. This is Teacher Robert from Barara. About the topic, the political parties are doing their best, but it looks like politics is a business nowadays. Rather than offering services to the masses, people out here waiting for money and nothing else. What would you tell Teacher Robert here?
Well, you see, the Teacher Robert in Mbarara,
right.
I want to thank you for your comment. I always tell people that leadership is a calling. And when you get to know that it is a calling, then you develop the ability to inspire and lead others in a very good way.
Right.
So whatever we do, or whatever we are going to do as leaders, we must do it as having the greatest passion and commitment. There is a biblical verse in Colossians 3:23. Yes, you know it. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for the human masters. So once we develop the passion and commitment for whatever we are doing, we are not doing it for the human masters, but doing it for the Lord, then leadership will be a great platform for those who have called to do so.
Right. NRM is laboring so much to seemingly create civic awareness in the Bazukulu. Why doesn't the government simply reinstate civics in primary schools and political education in the secondary school curricula, as it was in the early days when they forcefully took over power? These subjects produced citizens and civil servants who were politically aware and knew their civil rights. This is a comment from Gilbert Adibo.
Thank you, my brother Gilbert. But what I want to remind him is that the civic education is talking about is being emphasized in these schools. For example, in the office of the president, there is a department of patriotism that is being led by Commissioner Seku.
Let's speak into the Department of Patriotism.
Yes.
In the time I did school, the Patriotism Club existed, and I was actually a part of the Patriotism Club.
Yes.
However, the content of the Patriotism Club, I think, is what lacks. Because if you ask me what I remember I participated in the club, I don't even think I remember. Yet I was even the vice president of the club. But we basically just met, maybe carried out debates, I think, a little bit of debating, but there was no significant, substantial impact that would be left on our hearts as students at that time to continue the goal that the president has for his nation in the younger generation. So I think the Patriotism Club, yes, exists, but the content of what is fed to those who are part of it lacks here and there, and perhaps it should be.
No, you see, there's something I mentioned about my sister Julia and the viewers, about the passion and commitment, that
Yes.
whatever you do it with your heart, from the bottom of your heart.
Right.
Don't do it for the human masters, but for as if you are working for the Lord. Now, if you mention here that the patriotic exercises and education is there in these schools.
Yes.
But you're saying people don't get to know what they teach them or what they lecture them about, then that's a very big mistake. You ought to inquire from these lecturers or teachers in various schools, especially from the patriotism COOPs club, that what exactly, because they even give them that time to ask questions, that whatever you have not understood or you need clarification more, you can raise it. So, but we need to emphasize the patriotism as it was put in the 4 core principles of the NRM. Yeah, the patriotism, Pan-Africanism, socio-economic transformation, and democracy. So it is even there in the 4 core principles of the NRM. So meaning, if it is brought to the school, it is a great opportunity for our learners to get to know the the patriotism exercise and how patriotic can they be. You see, when you are patriotic, my sister, even if you are getting a lower salary, but for as long as you yourself you're a patriot, you may move with that as you wait for another salary enhancement or, increment.
Right.
But you cannot do contrary, or you cannot destroy your country when you are very patriotic.
But to stay with Gilbert, who still emphasizes the issue of having civic education, I'll still use a relatable example. In my primary school, we did have civic education, and it was for all of us. When I went to secondary school, of course, there was political education up to a certain level, and then the Patriotism Club. This is a club. Not everyone will be a part of the club. It's optional. You either choose to be a part of it or not. We were there because we chose. You know, we wanted to know what patriotism meant for our country, Uganda, but not everyone was a part of the Patriotism Club. So when he says civic education, don't you think it's more in the light of every student must be included in it as part of the curriculum, because they have to know the political arena? They have to have that knowledge. They have to have it at the back of their minds, in their background, in their foundation.
Yeah, of course, you know, when we are talking about patriotism, we cannot do it once.
Right.
We keep doing the civic awareness, like he has said. But I believe even some schools have started arranging, having arrangements to take their learners to NALI, National Leadership Institute,
Yes. Right.
where they work hand in hand with the officials there to get these learners have the what is required in the patriotism sector. Yes, I agree.
engaging more of the commentary that is coming through. Phillips from Karamoja, good morning. Thank you for the show. What do you say to politicians who use money to lure voters? For example, dishing money. Is there a fair, transparent election there? Does use of money give us prospective leaders? You also ask, we are in a political party system. Does the Electoral Commission treat this important so that all parties are brought together early before campaigns start so that they discuss the do's and don'ts with security agencies? This is Philip from Karamoja.
Yes, my brother from Karamoja, Philip, I want to thank you for that good comment. The NRM government, from the word go, has always condemned the commercialization of politics. And on a number of occasions, we have seen the national chairman, and who is also the president, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, condemning the same commercialization of politics. Because you see, once you use money in politics, then you are not going to serve. You are not going to offer the leadership. But now you are going to leap or to get out the other money that you used or you spread. What I want to tell Ugandans, that as we go for 2026 elections, let's concentrate on electing leaders who have national interests. Leaders with national interests as opposed to individual interests. There, as a country, we shall be able to move. Because in any case, why should you use the money? Why do you have to buy the voters? Yes, yet it is a constitutional right for someone to participate in voting. The framers of our 1995 Constitution put it very clear under Article 59. You have a right to vote, I have a right to vote. And even Chapter 1 of the Constitution, that sovereignty of the people, power belongs to the people. So, the commercialization of politics was condemned and we still condemn it. Yes. Right.
We'll treat that as a parting shot from Assistant RCC Ginger City South Division. That is Ninsima Gachibayo, who's been speaking with us as we, shed light, as we've been shedding light on the road to 2026. How ready are political parties? Thank you so much for being on the show. That is the end for today's Good Morning Uganda, but GMU Sports is up next, so the show hasn't ended yet. But I end it here, and we'll do this again tomorrow with you. So let's do this again tomorrow, same time, same place. Always choose to watch UBC TV, ready to inspire you. Good morning.